Ha, 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 ba, 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 bow. Let's see here. Huh. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Ladies and gentlemen, it's out here doing an impromptu session, trying to see what we can get done. What can we get done? Shout out to Doug. Impromptu, live from Accra, Ghana. I'm going to be live later on this evening. And by this evening, I mean in the United States time. And I'm going to be with Dr. Thunder, in our series Getting Ish Done with Dr. Thunder. But today I had a rather productive day out here in Accra, Ghana. Shout out to Snuggles in the house. Shout out to Mr. Kinto in the house. Yeah, so I left the apartment which, well, I'm still there at the apartment, but by that I mean I'm still lodged at my apartment. But today I had a meeting, okay, a meeting to do. So I went ahead and, because you know, you gotta, when you're trying to finesse the people, you gotta finesse them in a nice location. Ain't that right, Snuggles? Ain't that right, Snuggles? So for those of you who watched my little coffee run, you know the apartment that I'm in. But then today, I'm over here in this two-bedroom little situation here. It's got that bedroom, it's, you know, fancy smancy. It's got the bathroom, it's kind of got the twin situation going on. But let's go ahead. It's got a balcony over here. Going live today with Dr. Thunder later on. Nice little balcony action. And we're going to be talking about management. We're going to continue our management conversation. Management part two. Okay. As I said, I had a meeting, had a couple of people over, and this was a good meeting location, right? Always got to be working. Always got to be working, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? So, managing a team, part two. Managing a team, part two. There's another balcony over on this end. Snuggles says, like the fact that you show off what Africa has to offer instead of what has been shown in the past. Oh, yeah, this is funny. Look at this. We was kings. Yeah, it's an interesting little collage of the kingdoms, if you will. The kingdoms and the kings. Get the likes up, says Afi Kingdom in the house. Ain't that funny right there when I was looking at the book about the kings? Who shows up but Afi Kingdom with his crown? All right? I haven't looked through this yet, but if I look through it, and I'm sure I will find the Benin Kingdom, my people, and I'll take a picture of it because, you know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well, hold on one second. I believe I got my little steakums. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I can just put it on the. right there. Yes, 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 ladies and gentlemen. So, yes, as I was saying, I had a meeting earlier on today, and I would say it was a success overall. Overall. But later on, I'm going to be going live with Dr. Thunder. We're going to be having part 2 of our series on managing a team. Now, what I'm going to be focusing on is change, managing change. The change that may occur in terms of your systems, the change vis-a-vis the people, because people want to grow, people want to expand, and so on and so forth, right? That kind of a thing. Other kinds of change that may also occur could be change about the goals itself. But I wanted to promote that, and that'll be at 6:30 Eastern. We're good? Or just 6:30 Eastern. No, that's 6:30. At 6:30 Pacific time, and that'll be 9:30 Eastern, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? The one thing you'll know about change, though, I'm going to drop a little hint here. One thing you'll know about change is if you're trying to manage people and there's going to be changes, let's say changes to a system. Let's say you're going for one particular kind of system. Let's say it's a customer relationships management system or a software system that you're changing. The way to manage it is to not talk about the change. The way to manage it is to talk about everything that hasn't changed. In other words, you want to put the frog in the boiling water, or no, in the water, and you're going to be changing the temperature of the water. Maybe you're reducing it or you're increasing it. But you focus the frog on the fact that the pot is the same, right? The pot is the same. Got to do some signing here, I believe. Okay. The pot is the same. The base of the pot is the same. The walls are the same. Everything is still the same. So you can say, hey, our goals are still the same. The company is still the same. The fact that we want to be the best accounting services company, the best trucking company, so on and so forth, the fact that we focus on safety, all that stuff is still the same. Those things have not changed. Those things will not change, okay? As a matter of fact, the reason why we're changing the software is so that we can stay more the same, right? So we'll be talking about more of that, and it's part 2 on the, I should learn to do the videos like this, right? Oh no, it says rotate device.
Let me try it again.
Okay. Pa-pa-pa-do. Let me see here. It says congratulations, man. Salutes. I might need to add Ghana to my travel. You should find your picture. Indeed, indeed. Indeed. Yeah, so hold on one second. Getting messages over here. Yeah, so you guys definitely want to tune in. You guys definitely want to tune in 6:30 Pacific time.
Try it outside.
Okay. 6:30 Pacific time. Having some Wi-Fi issues here with the POS system. Homeboy has to go outside to get some better reception on the POS. But yeah, if you're gonna change something, don't talk about the change, talk about the fact that things are remaining the same. Let's say you're changing your seatbelt systems you got a trucking company, you're changing the seatbelt system.
Connection show still.
Okay, hold on one second. Can I pay with dollars or?
Yeah, sure.
But the change will have to be in cities or something.
Cities, yeah.
Okay. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I might have to bust out some dollars. I need a dollar, dollar, dollar is all I need. Hey, hey, I need a dollar, dollar, dollar is all I need. Hey, hey. So,
So I'll give you 360 back.
okay, okay,
Okay.
no problem. And that's for you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you.
Cool.
So I'm gonna bring it later because I have to go and change it.
All right. Okay. I'll be here for at least another hour or so. So
Okay. All right.
excellent, excellent, excellent. Alrighty, 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 ladies and gentlemen. So, gotta have that sparkling water. 2 bottles of it. Already downing that other one. Okay? And I downed this one earlier. For those of you who think I'm lying about my hydration religion, no, hydration is a religion around here. Okay? How do you work those 16-hour days? How do you stay focused? How do you stay fluid? How do you stay sharp? How do you keep your mood up? You eat right and you drink right. You stay hydrated. 70% water. Can't go wrong. You pour that nice sparkling water in your wine glass. That's how you manage the system. So as I was saying, basically, let's say you wanted to change the harnessing system, the seatbelt system in your trucking company, right? And we know people don't like change. That's the whole point. The whole point is people don't like change, so don't talk about the change. You talk about the fact that we are still about being the safest company whatsoever. We're still about making things as simple as possible for our drivers, right? You're saying all these things that are still the same, the same, the same, the same. And then you just say, okay, now just use this little 5-point harness rather than the seatbelt you've been using. In other words, when you're going to talk about change, when you're going to quote unquote socialize change, you're going to talk about a change in some kind of a system, a change in some kind of software, processes, and procedures, you talk about what is the same. 90% of what you're going to be talking about is the same, the same, the same, the same. Boom. And then at maximum, you add that 10% that has changed. Because if you start talking about what has changed, and let me get a one in the chat if this is making sense. But we're going to go in deep later on today. Dr. Thunder in the house says, let's go. So, Dr. Thunder, I'm just kind of talking about one of the things I'm going to be focusing on. I'm going to be focusing on change later on in our stream, managing change, right? The change in the team itself, right? The team members might change. We'll talk about that one, okay? Team members also might want to grow. We'll talk about that one, right? But how about when you're changing systems? That's the one I just wanted to tease out today. When you're changing systems, because people don't like change, don't talk about the change. Just talk about what stays the same. Say, hey, let's say you're changing your software, some kind of customer relations software, right? CRM, customer relations management, right? Which is just a way of communicating internally in the company. Say, in this company, we like to give the customer the best experience, okay? We like to not duplicate efforts, right? And right now, the way some of us do it is some of us like to set up conference calls with the marketing department and the salespeople present and the accounting department so that we don't have to duplicate effort. Because right now we put all this information in a spreadsheet and then you still got to email that information to the salesperson who then has to communicate it with that other person and then write the PO number, blah, blah, blah. So we don't like doing that kind of stuff. So we are the company that likes to make sure that those kinds of things don't happen. We are still this, we are still that. Whatever it is the core values of the company are, whatever are the reasons behind this making this change are, you emphasize that, you focus on that, and those are things that do not change, right? We are still the company that does X. We are still the company that does Y. And we are trying all the time, as we do now, to make things as seamless as possible. So all that stuff you put in the spreadsheet, all that information, the information hasn't changed, right? So you're changing from some kind of spreadsheet to software. That's the situation that just popped in my head right now. Okay, maybe I'll use that later. You're changing from some kind of spreadsheet to software. And we're saying we don't like duplication of efforts. We don't want to put this stuff in the software and then go in the spreadsheet and then have to tell marketing, tell Bob from accounting, and then organize something about the PO number with the client and the this and the that and the other. We don't like doing that. Some of us use Zoom meetings right now in order to avoid that duplication of effort. Some of us use a conference call. The information that you're going to be putting in into this new software is all the same. All the same information you're putting into that spreadsheet, all the same, all the same, all the same. Just put it into the spreadsheet. I mean, just put it into the software rather than the spreadsheet. In other words, you guys get the picture, right? You're going to be talking about the things that do not change. Because when you put the frog in that pot and you start changing the temperature of the water, the frog will be able to acclimate to the change if you just don't focus their attention on the change. Let me get another one in the chat. People are very adaptable if you don't give them reasons to resist, right? If you're just like, hey, nothing has changed. You can change a whole lot if you simply just tell them that nothing has changed. Nothing has really changed. We're still the same. We're still doing the same thing. It's the same exact thing for the same exact reasons, right? If you go through the minutia of, oh, well, you need to make sure that you log into this new software and here's your new password and here's, it's like now you're really giving them resistance. You're making them not want to change, right? But you focus on the things that are the same. We like to give our customers a best experience. We like to keep things simple in this company. We do not like duplication of efforts. All the things, 90% of what you're saying is the same, the same, the same, the same, boom. And then you just tell them why, as a result of all that sameness, now you're just gonna put all this same data into this new software. And then boom, it's easy. That's the tease of the idea, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Babe Blotter in the house. Shout out to Michael Graham, Dr. Thunder again, Barotiki in the house. The double billing, yes. Just a thought, as you said. I will check that because that can happen, you know. That can happen. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm still at the apartment and I'll be going back to the apartment later. But I had a meeting today and I wanted to bring in the people having the meeting to this scene, which seemed more conducive for talking people out of their money. Ain't that right, Dr. Thunder? Ain't that right, Dr. Thunder? But anyways, I'm gonna sit down to just a nice little steak and some vegetables, and right there is it's called the Shito sauce. It's the Ghanaian green sauce. They got green chili and the red chili. It's rather typical, right? It's super tasty, that thing. It's freaking amazing. You guys need to get your hands on those. Oh. Anyways, I wanted to do a short little talk here to kind of promote the fact that Dr. Thunder and I are going to be on later today. Okay? It's already kind of nighttime over here. It's going to be like 2 a.m. But no. Do we make excuses? No, we don't make excuses. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter at all, ladies and gentlemen, out here in Accra, Ghana. I took quite a bit of footage of going towards the rural areas, footage of like deep inner city slash maybe, you know, fancy smancy type footage like this too as well. This is this kind of neighborhood, you know. This kind of neighborhood, but I also have footage from other type neighborhoods and so on and so forth, so that I'm going to be accumulating, compiling into some kind of collage. Maybe I'll put that on the Patreon. If you guys want to get the skinny, okay, the in-depth skinny, you might have to go to the Patreon. But change management, things will change, people will change, systems will change, perhaps the goals of the company will change. How do you manage these things? They're all quite different. The one that I just talked about is systems changing. And the way you do that is basically you do not emphasize the change. You put the frog in the pot, and you keep just telling them that the pot is the same, because the pot is the same. The water is still 5 inches above them. It doesn't matter. And you can continue, you just constantly crank that water temperature up or down, change the saline, whether, change the salt concentration to sugar concentration, change the color of the water. You can do all that stuff as long as you just keep emphasizing it's the same pot. The water is still 5 inches. The pot is black. The base of the pot is silver. Nothing is changing, nothing is changing, nothing is changing, and people are quite adaptable. They will assimilate the changes into themselves. They will acclimate to the changes as long as you just don't call their attention to the changes. The moment you start calling their attention to the changes, no matter how small it is, it could be as simple as you need to change your pin. You simply need to change your pin, and that'll screw them all up.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Let's do it.
360. Thank you.
All right, thank you. That'll screw them all up. So what you do is you don't talk about the change. The change. He just brought me my change. He brought me my change. Ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you catch the stream later on. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for stopping by. I'm going to go ahead. It says, Alonzo says, Ike, question. How does one deal with less than motivated 100% commission salesperson? A 100% commission salesperson that's not motivated? That's the biggest oxymoron there is. Well, it's almost, I'm tempted to say the kind of thing where it's like, well, that is almost impossible to help. But the point is, one of the biggest things about motivation is to just realize that most things suck most of the time. Most things suck most of the time. Yeah, I'm over here like talking about, oh yeah, I'm having this steak dinner and I'm blah, 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 drinking this water and all this kind of stuff. But it kind of, the meeting earlier today it was work, right? It was work. It was work planning it. It was work getting the people here. It was work. And it's the 99% perspiration stuff that they say, 1% inspiration. It's true, right? But that 1% inspiration is worth it. And I always say that's why you need to make your goals big. Your goals need to be super big. That way it's worth it. Because whether you're hustling for $10 or you're hustling for $100,000, it's still work. Can I get an amen? Get a one in the chat? Can I get a one in the chat if this thing that I've repeated a couple of times in my channel before makes sense? If you're hustling for $10 or you're hustling for $100,000, it's still freaking work. Sometimes it's just as much work, the same work. So why not make it $100,000, right? Because hey, at least you get to have fun in the evening later on. You get to have a nice steak, right? If it's $10, you just wasted a whole bunch of time. That's the point about motivation, ladies and gentlemen. Make your goals big. The goals got to be super big because work is work regardless, and work sucks regardless, right? 99%. So the other thing to do is to check out Getting Ish Done with Dr. Thunder and myself. Getting Ish Done with Dr. Thunder and myself. All right, so I'll catch you guys later. I will catch you guys later. Peace.